all right. Welcome to TRC Main Show number 5, I believe it is now, week 5. We do these every week, every Tuesday. Get a new episode. And here I have here with me, other than myself, Dane, I've got Anthony.
What's up, guys?
And I got Levi.
Hey!
So, guys, why don't we kind of recap what's gone over the past week? People want to know.
Well, one thing, we hope everybody had a great Labor Day weekend.
Yes.
I hope you guys had got to do something at least fun, maybe go camping, maybe have a barbecue, maybe just hang out with family.
As I say, or maybe did nothing. Maybe you worked so much you just wanted a day off.
Literally did nothing.
Staycation.
It's kind of what I did. I kind of just didn't do anything this weekend, which was kind of nice.
Yeah.
I just had to mow my lawn, and it's not a very big lawn, so that was really all I did.
Then
I could kind of have fun this weekend. But
yeah.
Anthony, you actually kind of did a little work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I detailed all weekend is what I did, Saturday and Sunday. So
nice.
Yeah.
I stayed busy. I'll talk about that here in a little bit, but that's what I did. Dane, what'd you do?
Well, actually, I really just kind of laid low. I mowed my lawn like Levi, and I really didn't stray much further than that.
Yeah. Well, then you guys worked yesterday.
Well, yeah, we did work on Labor Day. I know you're not supposed to, but...
What did we end up doing, Dane?
We actually shot a new Wash Wednesday because everybody's been asking. We finally got one lined up. We got it put together.
Yeah.
Awesome shoot. We can, I don't know, we don't want to spoil it for people until they get a chance to see it, but it'll be cool. You know, I'll say it's a truck. I give away that much, but for those who follow our Insta, you may have seen something.
You may have seen something, yeah. But other than that, no. We might touch upon that later. But so we did that. And one thing we did want to bring up before we jump into anything else, is the smitten that we had talked about. Our interior smitten.
We're really sorry.
Yeah,
Levi,
do you want to?
Levi, I'll let you. You can take the reign on that.
We are coming out with another interior smitten mitten, like we said last week, but we mistakenly reported the materials being used. We are using the Everest 800.
Yes.
With a buttersoft suede edge on it. But instead of using the 365, we are using the twistress material.
Okay, that's
we will have that. Utilizing that twistress in a gold color, similar to the 365. So that's kind of where we got probably a little sidetracked. Was we thought about that. So anyway. So smitten mitten's coming out, but it will have the Everest 800 on one side and the twist pile loop in gold on the other. So not the 365 that we had discussed. And we're sorry about that.
Yeah.
Small difference, but it's for the best.
Yeah, we wanted to make it uniform, and you'll know it's a smitten because of that twist pile side that all three of them will share.
They'll have the twist and the suede across the board. And then the other material that is there is just designed to help it. So this one, though, like we said, you can use it for interiors. You can use it that way. We've got a good scrubber on one side with that twist loop. Or you can use it as a, maybe final coating check or something because you've got the 800. It's soft enough to be able to do that with it too. So.
It's like any of our products. We can say it's for something, but in reality, it's a mitt, it's a towel. You're going to use it the way you want to use it.
Right.
And maybe there are ways that work better than others, but all we can do is kind of guide a little bit.
Give a little direction.
People will find all kinds of crazy uses for stuff. It's not the first time we've heard people getting creative. But,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we just wanted to clear the air with that.
Yep.
So, and then we hope you guys got to hear.
Oh, yeah,
Is that released yet?
Yeah, it's out. It came out yesterday, so it's out on Monday.
You got to hear our first guest.
On the Detox Cast.
Which was awesome. To have Jason, who came up here for a wedding, to come do this and hang out. And
Fresh Start Auto Detailing?
Fresh Start Auto Detailing, Jason Barker. Really good guy. Those of you that are in the Detox forums, he's on there. Or those of you that are in the Detox page on Facebook or the Optimum Car Care or authorized Optimum OptiCoat group. Jason's a very prolific poster in those.
He was a good
fountain of knowledge.
Good guest to talk to. Yeah, it was a fun chat. I mean, whether you know him or not, you should listen to it just because the discussion we had was great. Really broad sweeping stuff. You're all over the map with what we talked about.
Well, it was fun to have him on, and it was kind of a different, different format for us to have somebody in on a discussion with us, which is a blast.
Well, normally Detox is just you, but it had actually both of us on there too, so we got to ask some questions, and it just, it gave a different angle to that.
Yeah, we hope you guys liked it, because our goal is to try and hopefully bring some more people on. We want to be able to...
Yeah, if you don't like us, just tell us to go away and let's get Levi again. That's
but
okay
if we got a, maybe we're this with the ability of Skype, we're able to maybe perhaps bring on some more guys. We extended an invitation to some other guys that
don't exactly live close.
Which will be kind of fun, and hopefully utilize our reach as a channel to be able to get some really cool, interesting subjects in here and characters.
So let us know what you thought of that Detox cast. I just kind of made up a tentative title for it. I didn't want people getting confused with Detox Classics or Detox in general, because I felt if I called it Detox, it may be a little too close. But Detox Cast, it's a podcast. It just gives it a name that people go, oh, that's different. Okay. So long form. It gave you a chance to really dive deep, and that was mostly a business discussion that we had.
Yeah, it was just kind of everything though. It was a lot of everything.
Yeah, it was all over the place.
Business is how you handle yourself during the in your day-to-day life and all that good stuff. It's just fun.
Good info.
So again, this is Labor Day. The day after Labor Day, we're shooting this. We've been downstairs helping the team.
That's how busy it was.
We had so many orders this morning that we had to help them through lunch. Yep. And we've got a big team of people. Yeah. And so to have the 5 of us with me and Dane and Anthony, and then Jeff and Carolyn.
The owners stepped in and even helped. So
the owners bought lunch for everybody, and then so while they were everybody was taking their lunch, the 4 of us hopped in and started filling orders. So this week, those of you may have some orders that were packed by Anthony or pulled by me or
initials at the bottom that look different.
Dane. So you may get to see that. So we had fun doing that, but it's been crazy because we've got this tons of the sale, but on top of that, our new podcast studio. We've got products have been showing up. So we've got the new foam for the walls. The mics have been starting to arrive. Some of them.
It's kind of random. They're ordered from the same place, but only one showed up last week, and then some random stuff shows up this week. We're waiting for everything to turn up. Then we'll put it together in the office.
But we did clean the office on Friday, so we cleaned out the where we're going to build the studio at. So that was good to start getting some small things, and hopefully more stuff comes this afternoon.
You'll get a lot less echo than you do right now, because I'm sure some people listen, they go, it sounds like you're in a room. That's because we are. But when that happens, we get into the studio, it should really clean things up. And those mics, that'll make it
It'll be classy. It'll be classy.
Professional.
And then, so with that, hopefully everything arrives. But the other thing we're doing that is big is our new photo video studio. They started this week on building our new retaining wall.
Man, they're fast.
Between our warehouse. So small little side story, they had to tear down the wall in the new warehouse because our new tenants next door were building a basketball court. And so to lay the new basketball floor, they had to tear the wall out so that they could build the floor. And then they hung the basketball, the hoops up and everything. And now they were able to rebuild the wall. So it's been about 3-4 months.
It was kind of a chicken and the egg thing.
Yeah, we were like, when are they going to put that wall up? So the wall is done this week. They're finishing painting and sheetrocking. And then we started demo yesterday on the other half of the warehouse. It was a 2-by setup of like 2 offices stacked, like a 2-story by 2 offices wide.
Kind of interesting arrangement. Kind of weird, like a big landing balcony thing up top.
But it was they built the first main structure with the entry and the bathrooms and the main offices, 2 offices, and then they built a second story. But then they added on to it, and so we had all that demoed out. So we're demoing all the addition except for the original main hub.
Trying to clean it up.
So it'll free up some space for us, but also it's going to provide studio space because we're building an infinity room.
That's the cool part is there's going to be more than one cyclorama infinity wall in this place. You're going to have multiple. So
one of the rooms will
larger and smaller versions.
So that way we can do products pictures and things like that in there, as well as we're renting it out to some photographers, a consortium, 3 or 4 of them that are.
Because the reality is we're not going to be using it.
Yeah, we're not always going to have the space of it. Use the space. We're only going to need it for a little bit. So why not work with some photographers that are going to utilize the space?
Yep.
We're using it to store towels mostly. So we've got our warehouse section, and then we've got this other half that we're not going to be using for a while. So that's when we started thinking about an Infinity or Cyclorama.
And it's really cool because it's going to be more than just, like sometimes you get the ones for like an L wall where it just kind of, it finishes up against that corner and you have to shoot facing that corner. Otherwise, you lose the illusion of no shadows.
Yep.
This one goes all the way around.
So this will be really...
Just one side open, so it's cool.
Yeah, and Anthony's favorite part about it is all the cars that are going to be coming through.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot. There's going to be a lot of cool cars. So, Bart... CPEC. CPEC. That's how you say his last name. I never know how to say it right, but
CEPEK.
Yeah. CPEC.
Yeah, check him out on Facebook. He's got really good photos.
He has a lot of awesome connections here locally and a good reputation with taking some of the best car photos in town. And he's really known for his like silhouette shots. It's what he does.
He loves those silhouettes
with the lighting. So what he focuses on basically getting the body lines of the car. So you'll see kind of half the car shadowed with the other half kind of lit up and seeing just the kind of the main outline. And they're so like high def. I mean, these
are the kinds that you want to hang on a wall as a poster.
Yeah, and he makes posters and makes.
Does good quality prints.
Yeah, does some really nice stuff with that. So we're partnering with him, which is fun because he's going to be bringing. He's got tons of great connections in the car group here in Idaho, so he can bring in some really neat cars.
Yeah,
and they're all going to be under the Rag Company banner, so that just helps us with the local. Folks, but it allows us the ability to have some fun with that. So,
exactly.
We could take pictures of ourselves in there if we want, just for fun.
great selfie lighting. Like I'm gonna be
take your driver's license photo.
Anthony, what are you doing with your shirt off? Whoa, what's going on? How did this happen?
Got weird. All right,
you're supposed to drive the forklift over there.
Exactly.
Why are you all wet? Turn on the shower wall.
I blacked out. Yeah, so we got that going on.
So that's better than we originally anticipated.
Oh, and then speaking of shirts off and getting wet, I did want to plug the new Wash Wednesday.
Yeah, new Wash Wednesday.
So the one we released last week, basically our very end of August episode, which would be the Volvo wagon, which was a very special Volvo wagon.
It was, it was special, all right. That was kind of a quote-unquote lost episode because we put that one on the back burner for a while after Anthony forgot to turn on the microphone for his in-car segment. It was really good video, though, and it shows because it's still getting views anyway. We were able to use the raw audio from the GoPros of the driving just to give people a taste of what was really going on, and you're thinking, Volvo wagon, why is that exciting?
Yeah.
Well, if you look at the thumbnail, it's kind of a weird-looking one. First of all, it's lifted, and it's on, like, big old mudder tires.
Yeah.
But then there's what's under the hood.
Yeah. So the Volvo's got a turbo LS swap. So not just a turbo, not just an LS, but a turbo LS. So he's got pretty much the best of both worlds, and
he built it himself, and that's what he does. That's what he was doing for work at the time.
Just LS swaps and building the craziest stuff. And so Josh is, I've known Josh actually since high school, and Josh has always been. I mean, he's just a guy that's just done thing to his own beat. He always does. I don't know, just
and
something
when you watch
different.
The video, you'll get that,
and you'll totally see what I mean once you watch the video. But he knows exactly what he likes, and he just does that, and that's what's so cool about him. And so, I mean,
doesn't matter if it's popular or not.
Yeah, he has the exhaust and the dump coming out of the front of the Volvo.
It's under the front bumper,
right out of the front bumper, and it's just crazy loud, and it's absolutely insane. And so if you're not familiar with Wash Wednesday, I mean, the template that we kind of have is introducing the owner, then washing the car, and then we go for a drive. That's kind of the whole, like, the fun part about the whole series is that, you get to learn proper wash techniques and the owners of these cars. And that's the important part is these people, a lot of them, they don't know how to properly wash their cars, so it's fun because we get, people of all walks coming in and
You teach them something. And by the way, Anthony's the host. So.
Yeah, and so we get to give them some good products to use. That's what's different about it. It's like they're not just coming in with like a sponge and a bucket. We're giving them the best of the best products to use to learn how to wash their vehicle. And of course, at the end of the show, we do send them home with a bunch of stuff for their time.
In the hopes that they'll continue doing it the right way.
Yeah, exactly. But the drive at the very end is where it's like...
It's fun.
We look forward to it because you never know what you're going to get. You never know what the driving experience is going to be like because everybody drives different. Everybody's car is different. And this Turbo LS Volvo, I guess like the best way to describe it was that it was sketchy fast. It was
like a beast that escaped from hell. It made sounds that were just...
Yeah, he's like, your shit shouldn't be doing what it's doing, but it was. And like when the turbo starts spooling up and the full boost kicks in and you're like, what is this feeling that I'm feeling? Because this is a very unnatural to feel this in this type of car and hear these sounds. But
your guts start to move like out of your body.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely pulling like a G when he got on it. But I mean, and then halfway through the video or halfway through the driving segment, he's like, "Oh man," he's like, "I just realized, I got my meth kit here that I should have hooked up for this as well." And we're like,
"I'm only making 500 at the wheel."
We're like, and not meth the drug.
No, but meth injections. So.
Methane injections.
Yeah, so sorry.
For those who aren't familiar with racing parlance.
But so I was like, well, that would have taken things to the next level too. But I mean, it was just a really fun episode to film, and so you should definitely check that out. It's alive right now. And then, as we mentioned earlier, we filmed another Wash Wednesday yesterday, and
this will be September's official video. Yeah. Now we'll pick a random Wednesday as when to release it because I got to edit it, and I got lots of things to edit, so it's not going to happen this Wednesday. But one of these Wednesdays this month, it'll pop up, and you should check it out.
And that'll be a fun episode. We used foam, so we're going to probably start using foam more because foam is...
It's a show. And people want the show.
It looks fun.
And it's fun. So, all right, anyways. So, Dane, a YouTube general question. Why do you people ask questions that are already answered if they just watch the video?
I put this one in our notes just because I seem to notice a pattern. It's not even just on our videos. It's on lots of videos. Yeah. Wherever I happen to be watching stuff on YouTube. I'm a connoisseur of YouTube videos, and I know both you guys are as well.
Yeah.
You go around looking, and if you ever stumble into the comments, YouTube comments could be interesting sometimes, but there does seem to be a common habit of people asking questions that are answered in the video. They clearly just either didn't pay attention or they didn't watch it, and they just wanted to ask it based on what the title was.
What they saw,
It's like headlines on an article, a news article, and people get mad about that, but then they don't actually read the article and find out that it was just a clickbaity way to get them in there.
Right.
So it's just thinking before you speak. I understand it's hard with YouTube comments. It happens anyway, but it's just one of those cases where why do you think people do that? Why?
I know exactly what you mean. I mean, it happens. I mean, on my YouTube, it happens on our YouTube here with the company, and I mean, like, I think maybe it's just they don't want to watch the whole thing. They don't want to go through the whole thing. But it's so funny because when they ask these questions, half the time they're asking them in like an angry way, or they're asking them like they're upset.
It's very accusatory.
Like how come you guys didn't cover this? And we're like, we did, and it's in there. And then of course you comment that and say, here, I'll actually link you to the exact second this happens. Yeah. And they just never respond back. And you're like, well, what was the point?
I answered a few of those today.
Yeah.
With exact timestamps that they could go to, and oh, by the way, here's your answer.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm not trying to be rude. It's just I want to show that, if you're going to participate.
Yeah, we love YouTube participation. We just want to say that. Good and bad, we love people commenting. And
I would rather have comments that are than no comments at all.
Yeah,
I would rather have people doing that. And feel free to challenge us if we did something truly wrong, but if you act like it's a total affront on human civilization that we didn't include something, think about the rhetoric you're using, how you're approaching it. There's ways to get an answer, and there's ways to just spout off.
Yeah, and I don't know. When somebody does that and comments like that, I kind of feel like they're not very smart.
Just straight up ignore them. There's always that option.
But I'm wondering, like, if you obviously didn't watch the video and your question wasn't answered, and you reply the same question again,
there's not really any help in you responding.
Then it goes right back to when you were a kid in school. Mm-hmm. And the teacher goes, you weren't paying attention. Like, you're not paying attention. Now, granted, you may be watching our videos and you're doing 10 other things, and I totally understand that. Because
that's understandable.
But before you ask that question, maybe watch the video, actually watch the video. Or, you know, maybe just play the audio, close the window, you know, open another browser and just play the audio and do your work or whatever you're doing in between. I look at that when I see that and I'm like, they just weren't, they weren't paying attention. That's just how it gets down, boils down to. Now, like I said, I understand people are busy. They're doing 10 other things while they're listening or watching or whatever, because I do the same thing. I don't comment.
Right. That's the disconnect I have. It's like, okay, fine. You didn't quite pay attention, but it covered some time for you. That's great. That's fine. You got a view out of it. But
I give it a like and I watch it.
And then you leave a comment that poses a question that was answered. If you're taking the time to write the comment, maybe you should take the time to contextually understand what went on. I mean, is that too much to ask? Am I just like totally out of line
and
here?
I think that's just the nature of the beast. I think YouTube is funny because it works better when we have lots of comments.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But at the same time, there's that old adage of if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all.
But all publicity is good publicity in the eyes of trending on YouTube.
Exactly. So... you know, no news is, or good news is, or bad news is good news, or whatever that is. Like, you know,
no news is bad news.
No news is bad news. Like, you know, it's just, there's all these different things. So with YouTube, it is very subjective and hard. And we understand that, and we understand, you know, that people are going to ask that. We just I want to try and make sure that everyone is educated.
Because we're not
educated in that, like, I want to make sure that what we're putting out is educating people. So if we're not
literally doing this out of, you know, respect for people, we're not trying to be condescending or anything like that. You want to be helpful, but not everybody is willing to take that.
If we didn't answer that question properly, we want to know about it. We want to know, hey, you guys never talked about this, and you were starting to, but you stopped. I want to know about that. I want to know if we're conveying the information properly.
If there's a better way we can do it, please.
If the information
offer solutions. We will listen.
Yeah.
We read those things.
Yeah, but if the information has been delivered, then everybody else has understood it, but you didn't seem to get it, I don't know what to tell you. Like,
it is challenging.
You just didn't pay attention.
And if you're just someone who likes going onto people's videos and telling them they're not working on a dirty car, well, then there's that.
Yeah.
But it's a dirty car. The camera doesn't always pick it up. But if we say a car's dirty, it's because it is. We're not trying to lie to your face, I promise.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing a lot of people seem to don't understand is this is entertainment.
Yeah. It's education. It's edutainment.
Yeah, but it's supposed to be entertaining to watch.
Yeah.
So when we're doing a video with a foam cannon, and then we're just going to wash the car, and I'm not going to give you any real instruction on how to do it, my goal is because maybe you've never knew what a foam cannon was, or maybe
some people they just want to,
you just like seeing a foam cannon.
Yeah.
But most people know how to wash a car the right way. Most people know how to use a foam cannon the right way, and all we were doing is washing a car.
Yeah, if I learned anything, foam cannon videos are popular on YouTube.
Yeah, they look cool. But again,
you gotta have one.
But it's the same way with O&R. Now, O&R, I want to teach technique because I want to make sure the technique is used properly because it makes such a big difference. With soap and water, I mean,
people have been doing that for a long time.
You can wash all the soap off the car, or wash all the water off the car. You can soap the car, you can scrub the car, or you can wash, soap, rinse, wash again, wash again, rinse again. Like, there's just so many different variations of it.
Yeah.
Depending on what you're going to do.
Leave the foam on the car for a while before you do that. And I see the benefit.
Yeah. And there's a lot of people that let the foam totally dry off.
Yeah, when it dries, you got a problem. Yeah.
There's so many different ways. So, again, our goal is to just try and entertain. We want to provide education on the educational stuff that we're trying to provide education on. And on those, we want to try and be as clear and concise as possible. So if we don't come across that way, please let us know that.
Yes.
So that we can make it better for you and everyone else. So
that's just to be helpful. Yeah.
I think we beat that.
We beat that horse.
I think we beat this horse several podcasts so far.
We feel rather passionate about that.
Now, going forward with the podcast, with our YouTube channel, with our videos, as we're growing, as we're bringing more and more people into the studio, or we're going to be traveling with SEMA coming up and things like that. we're going to be wanting to do more podcasting on the road, more videos on the road when we're all together, like we've done this year. So with that in mind, we want to know what we're doing that we can make better, what you guys want to hear, see, any of that kind of content. That helps us because, frankly, it's just the three of us.
I mean, we make this up as we go along. Yeah. We base it in real life experiences and everything, but at the end of the day, we're just coming up with this as the seat of our pants. We have like notes that give us a general outline of where we want to take our conversations here, but really, it's all just coming out of our heads.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to reach out to the audience and ask, you guys, what is it you want to see or hear, or the certain guests that you'd like to hear on the show that we could reach out to? Just what kind of content. And this goes for both the podcast and our YouTube videos. Because I'm always looking for inspiration if somebody has something they really want to see. And that's a really good thing to have. And by the way, I just want to point out where you can tell us, actually interact with us here is by going onto Facebook and finding the TRC podcast group. There's a page where we release the episodes as they come out, but there's actually a group, kind of like our detox group, where everybody gets a chance to interact and we all get to play a role in actually keeping the content moving forward. So you guys can pose questions on there, ask us stuff. We'll respond to it because we'll see it.
Yep.
But yeah, that's where you can really find us and talk to us, and we'll absolutely use some of your guys' ideas in the show.
Yep. Yeah, and that way, we're just trying to keep new content fresh, I guess, so to speak, for everybody. So, going forward with that content, I gloss-coated my 2006 Hyundai Elantra this weekend.
Oh, you love that thing.
Oh, man. No, Elantra. So this little car of mine, my wife and I bought it new off the lot in 06. It's got 130,000 miles on it now.
That's it?
Yeah, not too bad. It's made many, many trips, road trips around to Utah and back, and it's been a great little car. Now, it's always been clean. It's always been detailed every 3 to 4 months. I've gone through it. I go through the car all the time. It's always had tons of different waxes and polishes, sealants, all that stuff, but it's never physically been polished with a buffer. I've only touched spots when I've gotten scratched or things like that, but I've never gone through the whole vehicle. Well, as I've been getting gas in it, I've noticed under the gas lights that it's pretty scratched, pretty badly, just from years and years of either just washes or just use. Now, with my son getting diagnosed with diabetes, in our family budget, that pushes out me getting a car for a few years until we can get this all figured out in the right.
It's going to be a new Elantra, by the way. So
it may be.
I was going to say it's going to be.
He's been eyeing that new turbo Elantra.
Yeah, the new Elantra Sport. It's pretty awesome. I saw it at SEMA this year.
Research on it,
and kind of in love with that little car.
So Hyundai, if you're listening, reach out. Levi's
If you could just give me a new Elantra Sport, that'd be great.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure we talked about asking for sponsorships.
We will make Wash Wednesday videos on it. We will.
People will get sick of how many videos we'll make about it.
It will be in the background of every detox from now on.
You think he's joking?
Hell, we'll wrap it with the podcast logos on. I mean, we'll do all kinds of stuff. So Hyundai, it's looking at you. No, but anyway, so with that, I thought if I'm gonna keep it for a couple years, I really do need to try and protect it as best I can, and so that kind of necessitated me polishing it.
Yeah,
getting all the light scratches out, doing all the stuff. So I did that Friday night this weekend. I took all my gear home, scan grip lights, Rupes, and some Optimum products, and gloss coated the car. And came out pretty good. I even tested a new applicator that we're working on. Got some good feedback for that as to what we need to change or utilize. But car looks really shiny.
Yeah.
And my wife laughed because she came out and...
What did you do to your car?
No, she took pictures of me. She was spying on me.
Oh.
And then she videoed and then kind of just made a joke about how I talk microfiber and buffing to many people. And she doesn't care anything about it. And I was trying to explain her what I was doing and why I was doing it. She was like, you do whatever you want. You just have fun.
You're quietly whispering to the car as you work on it.
No, but it was great. But the car came out looking good. That's all that matters, and it keeps it protected for another couple of years, and keeps it nice looking while we have it. And
whoever the next owner is, they're gonna get a
well,
good
and
car.
Everything's been really great. The only thing that's ever happened bad was that the dash cracked, and which is one of those frustrating things that I don't know how it cracked. I don't know why it cracked, but it is at every manner of dash protectant on it, and in its whole life.
I don't get what
so the only thing that it would,
half the time
my guess
sun
is structure.
Exposure. Oh, okay.
My guess is just the structure. Like either something got stressed or changed, and that's what caused that dash to
like the heat and cool expansion contraction.
It reached its breaking. It reached
a
breaking point, so to speak, and put a fracture in the dash. And as the hot and cold has changed, it's just grown. So I also ordered a dash mat for it to cover that.
Okay.
So it's not such an eyesore.
Very nice.
But yeah. So anyway.
Yeah.
So that's what I did. I got to clean the car, and it was good and fun, and play with some new stuff, and enjoy it. So
and
Anthony did
talk
something.
about Anthony here.
You actually went out on a job, a physical detailing job. Not
you're the
just him
detailer,
working.
not a detailer. Detailer.
So for you guys that don't know this, I mean, like I do detailing on the side, and I've been doing it on the side for a while now, and I kind of joke about how I say it's on the side because, as maybe some detailers listening, it always starts out on the side, and then word of mouth spreads around. Before you know it, you have a week's worth of jobs lined up, and you didn't even plan for that. So I try to only do it when I can, and I only do it when I know I can do a good job. So, I mean, I might do a couple cars a month on the weekends or after work or something like that. It's just extra money, and the thing is, I also just enjoy doing it. I get that craving to, as weird as that is, to pick up a polisher and polish a car. It's just a weird.
It's that you kind of are searching for that Zen moment.
And for a lot of our audience, I think they all know the same way.
It's a strange thing to where you feel like you need to clean something, and in my cars and my motorcycles, I can't do anything else to them. I'm just going to be taking off clear coat at that point if I keep polishing them. So it's just
he's got to get his fix.
I need to get my fix on other people's cars. So I took on a job. It was a family friend, which most of the jobs I do are all family friends and family and stuff like that. And
that's how it starts.
And so I took the job, and what the owner wanted is he had three cars. He had a 2014 Camaro, I think it was 2014 SS, and then he had, I don't remember what year it was, but it was a Challenger, it was a supercharged Challenger, and then he had a 64 Chevelle. And so initially he told me that he wanted just all three cars washed and waxed. And the two newer cars, they really were new cars. They only had about 10,000 miles on each one of them. So you would think that they wouldn't be as bad. And he had an amazing garage. It was, I mean,
the place was beautiful.
It was epoxied floors, but I mean, the garage, the ceilings, I mean, I can't even tell you how tall these ceilings were. It was just a very, very nice.
But it was one of those fancy garages.
It was a fancy garage.
Not a I epoxy my floor and I've painted my walls.
This is like a baby Leno garage.
Yeah, it's like a Leno garage. That's what it was.
He had signage. He had lighting.
The wall murals.
He had, I mean,
like 20-foot garage doors.
Yeah, 20-foot garage doors. I mean, he can put like 5 lifts inside that place.
Beautiful garage.
So it was really, really nice. And I showed up, and he told me, he's like, I don't really, I don't like to get the cars fully wet when I wash them, because he's like, I don't like the water in the door jams and water in excess places. So I'm thinking, okay, these cars have got to be in really good shape since they're just weekend drivers. And I show up, and when I first saw them underneath just normal lighting, I said, yeah, this could be an easy wash and wax job. And then under further inspection, I grabbed a scan grip, and this is the best and worst part about scan grip is that it sets this expectation in your mind now to where if you still do see minor swirls, it's just not acceptable. So
it's worth it, but you really got to think about it before.
It'll mess with you if you don't know what you're getting yourself into.
Was it the color match or the pen?
The color match, the actual.
I had the big kit.
Yeah.
So I took that and I checked it out, and that's when I was like, crap. And I'm like,
sun match actually,
yeah,
smaller sun match.
And I knew immediately. I put the light to it, and I started looking around the garage, and there I see it. I see the one thing that just haunted me, which was a California Duster, and I'm like, that's it. That's what's the culprit, because these cars were black, keep in mind, and they had a lot of swirls, but a lot of like deeper scratches where I'm like, these are pretty bad, to where I don't really know how it could have gotten this bad in this short amount of time these cars have been on the road. But I told him immediately, I said, hey, I could do a wash and wax, but I'm not going to be happy with doing a wash and wax. I'm not going to feel comfortable with, you telling people about this type of work. And he said that whatever I wanted to do, he would pay me for. So he said, if you want to do a full polish, whatever time you put in, you do it, and we'll make it happen. So keep in mind, I only brought a handful of products for the interior, exterior, and things like that.
You were thinking wash and wax.
And I did bring my polisher, but I only brought hyper polish. I only brought an orange pad. I wasn't planning on doing a 2-step. I was planning on doing a 1-step worst case scenario. And so I spent half the day just kind of doing setup, and then doing the washes. I did the rinseless wash with O&R on all the cars, and then I jumped into the Camaro and started using hyper polish with the orange pad and with my Rupes, my 21, and it corrected it 50% of what it needed to be. But I was at that point to where I would rather just do it once and do it right type of thing. So I told myself, I'll do whatever else I can on these cars by hitting the wheels and maybe hit some of the engine bays, and then I'm going to come out the next day and finish these things, because it wasn't going to be a one-day job. So I ended up recruiting my brother, he was very nice. I asked him, hey, you want to come out and just do some interior detail? I have all the products, all the stuff. And he agreed, and he went out of his way on a Sunday to come help me out. And I felt so bad, because we're all on our way out to Marsing, Idaho, which is about 45 minutes away from Boise. And we're turning off of an exit, and I see my brother. My brother has a little red Mazda Speed 3. It's super, super nice. He's in my rear view mirror following me, and I see him and another car get close to each other, and then I see them pull over on the side of the road. And I say, oh no, no, what happened? So I flip around, I drive back, come to find out my poor baby brother got confused on the turning lane somehow and clips another rear bumper on a little Hyundai Elantra.
They're everywhere. You can't escape
so my brother, his front bumper is messed up. He messed up part of his hood.
He just got that repainted 6 months ago.
His fender and his headlight, and I was like, how? And he looked at me. He's like, this car is a curse. And I felt so bad, because that wouldn't have happened if I wouldn't have asked him for his help. So basically, we went to the job. We worked our butts off. It was still, 90 degrees in this garage. It wasn't cooled by any means. So we polished everything. I 2-stepped the Camaro. I 1-stepped the Challenger. We did just a wash and wax on the Chevelle, since the paint was pretty new. And then
that looked like a custom kind of
it was.
Deal.
It was all custom airbrushing
Orange
and everything.
And cream color.
And then the interior, the interiors were basically brand new, so it was a quick, wipe down, vacuum, and and kind of put some leather protectant and stuff like that on the seats, and it all turned out good. It was a good job. We ended up finishing that day, and I felt so bad about my brother, though, that I ended up giving my brother half the money I made on that job, which was a decent chunk of change, because I felt so bad about him, wrecking his car on the way out to help me. So
that's a good
So it was one of those things where it was I'm glad I got to go out there and polish, but at the same time I kind of felt bad about the situation. But at least I got my fix, and at least I got to work on some cars. But I will say, though, right now, that the first day I went out there, the customer requested that he wanted a paste wax on his car.
Yeah.
He asked specifically, said, hey, do you have any paste wax? And I said, yeah, I do. I was thinking about it. I'm like, I got some
some Master Shine.
Yeah. So I
got a can right here in my office.
Can of Hawks Detailing Master Shine.
How long have you had that can now?
Well, that's probably one of the original ones that came out. It's not bad. It's only a couple years old. Good.
But all I had, for paste wax, I had Chemical Guys Butter Wet Wax. I did have that, and I do like the smell of that. So if anybody's going to give me crap about it, I like the way it smells. I had some.
I can't fault CG for anything for the way their stuff smells.
Yeah,
it smells good.
Yeah, no, I had some other. What's it called? Some McGuire stuff. I had some Old Mother stuff, but I ended up doing part of the hood. I ended up using a synthetic, and I used McGuire's, I think it was 21 is what I used, their synthetic 2.0 sealant, and I used that. And just the whole application process, I was into the application process for about 10 minutes, and I hated it. and I hated what I was doing, and I was like, why did I not bring Optimum Car Wax, because this would be so much faster. That or OptiSeal. So I only did half that hood of the Camaro the first day, and then the next day I came back out and I brought the Car Wax, and I just remembered how much it made my life so much easier. And I explained to the customer, hey, I used a spray wax, but this is just as good, if not better, than your paste wax. And he walked up and he was so happy with the job. He kept just saying like he couldn't believe how good the cars looked, and that's always the best feeling, you know, when you're detailing, is having somebody that's genuinely happy with your work. And so yeah, it was a good day. Long weekend, but good day. And then Wash Wednesday. So I was detailing, washing cars all weekend.
Yeah, I only did Friday night, but yesterday I took my kids to my dad's house. And for those of you that haven't heard before, but my dad collects old cars. And so we joke that on Wash Wednesdays, when we get an old car, I will be the host of the Old Car Wash Wednesdays because Anthony...
Because Levi's older, right?
Yeah, I'm the older one. No, but anyway, so my dad bought a 49 Jeepster, Willys Jeepster.
Super cool.
And he bought it a couple years ago. It had no interior, no wiring, but it had been painted. And it didn't have a top. So he's gotten all that stuff done. So top, wiring.
Ran when parked.
Well, no, the guy was working on it. The guy had been working on it. And so my dad bought it from him. He'd been looking for years to find a Jeepster. And my dad's got, this is number 15 in his collection of old cars. So
he's chipping away.
He's got a lot. He has one of every body style of Chevy pickup from 26 to 67.
Nice.
He used to, when I was young, collect the 73 to 87 Chevy pickups.
Square bodies.
So he had a lot of those, and then he got rid of all of them, and then started buying all the old Chevy pickups. So he's got those, and then his orphans, so to speak, that aren't part of that Chevrolet family, is his Jeepster, and he's got a 57 International Harvester pickup.
Yeah.
Short box, step side, 4-wheel drive, 3/4 ton.
That's rad.
It's a cool cool old truck. Top speed's 45 miles an hour.
Woo! How's the rust situation?
It's a 3-speed, no rust. It's a good truck.
Oh, nice.
So anyway, but the Jeepster is back, and it's my dad's favorite. So it was at the upholstery shop for almost a year while they had to order parts they had to rebuild a new roof mechanism for it and do a bunch of stuff to get the convertible top proper. And then he had the interior new seats and flooring and all that stuff done. So we got to take it out. So I had my little kids in the back, August and Hadley, and then my stepmom and my dad. We all piled in it and took it for a little cruise around the neighborhood with my kids and with the top down. And I drove it, and it's 3 on the tree.
Nice.
And man, that thing just hums. It's it's a cool little Jeep. It was designed after World War II. When to make help the Jeep brand become successful, so that they could sell Jeeps, 4-wheel drive Jeeps, but then they wanted to be able to have the guys be able to buy, the guys that were diehard Jeep fans have a vehicle for their wives or family, and so they needed to have a fun runabout, which was the Jeepster, and that was what it was designed for. So it's a 2-wheel drive.
They're cool little vehicles.
So they're just wild, and my dad's is red and black. So that's my winter project. So this year I asked him, I was like, so where are you parking this winter? Yeah. Because my dad has, out of all these vehicles, he only has a 3-car garage. And a 15 car.
That's the type for all 15 cars. But no place to put them.
He does have 10 rental properties.
Yeah.
And each one of those rental properties has a garage. Mm-hmm. So what he does usually is he rents the house, and they all have detached garages, and then he keeps the garage for himself, locks it all up, parks a car in there.
So this car's on this side of town. That car's on that side of town.
Yeah. So that's what I wanted to know. Where are you going to put this one this winter? And he goes, oh, that one's actually going to go inside in the shop this winter. So I was like, okay, good. Because my dad has a furnace. He's got wicked lighting. He's got TV. He's got the quintessential
man cave.
Yeah, Garage Mahal before that became really popular. We built it back in I was probably 14 when we finished it. But he's got a table that he bought from Boeing that they assembled 747 engines on.
That's cool.
That rolls around on casters. It's a really, really cool table. But anyway, so I told him I got to actually inspect the paint finally on this vehicle for the first time in the 2 years that he's owned it.
Yeah.
I got to see it 2 years ago when he bought it. I was like, okay, we'll see what we get, see how it looks. But this time it was fun to actually 2 years later, reacquaint myself with the paint.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try and fully correct that whole thing this winter. So that'll be a fun little project.
You'll have to share pictures on the group.
Hang out and do that. Yeah, so it'll be cool. So I'm excited about that. And it was fun to take my kids out and drive one of his cars because he has trucks.
Yeah.
So they all have just a bench seat. He hasn't had anything where we can all pile in and
it's convertible. That's fun.
Yeah, it's a convertible. So his other convertible is only a 2-seater. It's a little 26 Speedster is what he calls it. So a Roadster, a little 26 Chevy Roadster. So this was fun, just having them all there. And I called my wife and told her and said, I think we need to borrow this thing and go to dinner or something, and it'd be fun. So, because it's just a cool car. So, anyway.
Well, that's it.
Definitely. So, we'll post some pictures of it.
A good weekend for both of you then.
Yeah. And Dane, you got to relax?
Yes, I just relaxed. I didn't do anything really all that notable, but that's okay. Sometimes you just need a break.
Yeah.
From all the editing and stuff.
That's true.
I guess, last up here, we just kind of talk about how SEMA's kind of coming up here real soon and, different planning and stuff going on. What have you guys heard murmurings of what's going to go on this year? Or?
No, we're just, we are outside in the Performance Pavilion near BMW.
Right.
Or should I say BMW is near us.
Yes.
And then, so you're going to have to come find us. And then we got our shoes.
Yes.
Yeah. So we all got.
You got to look the part.
We all got shoes. The boss man bought for us, so we're very excited about that.
Matching
shoes, so we all look good. And then I'm working on trying to get us a new backdrop, similar to like what Dylan brought for Rupes.
That was cool.
Yeah. So we can have a nice backdrop, so to speak, that we can travel because we are going to be doing multiple shows. Between this and Mobile Tech, and then just being able to use it for detox and maybe if we do a car show or something, we can take that with us for fun, just to have, and it'll be cool to utilize. Or if I go to something like Matt Mormon's thing or something again like I did last year, I could take that with me, set it up just to have in the backdrop. But just kind of a neat functionary billboard, so to speak.
Yeah.
But with SEMA, we're coming up quick. We've got about 70 days or so left, and it's gonna get here quick, but it's also we're gonna be sitting around the mic again going like, what? We just had SEMA.
Wow, what just happened? It's gonna fly by when it happens.
So we're just trying to
record a lot of stuff over there too.
And we're gonna bring this, bring the podcast to SEMA. Dan Williams did the same thing with the Optimum Synergy podcast last year. So people that stopped by the booth, he got onto the podcast for just 5 or 10 minutes, had him talk about it, and so we're going to try and do the same thing for all of you guys that want to come out, come see us and talk to us. Our whole goal this year is, one, just to have some fun. Dane and Anthony have never been to SEMA.
Nope.
So it's going to be a new experience for them. Carolyn.
All I know is what YouTube told me.
Yeah, or what you're, Jeff's wife, Carolyn, the owner of the rag company, she's never been, so that'll be fun. And then John, our operations manager as well, he's never been, so so we're all really excited to go.
He never gets to leave this place.
He never gets to leave this place, so he's actually...
That's a big deal. He's going.
He's excited to be,
If you're going, you should say hi to him because it's a rare opportunity.
Yeah, he's excited to be out of the store for a little while.
Oh, man.
But so we're excited to all go down and have some fun, and it'll be an eye-opening experience and a fun experience for these guys to see.
Oh, yeah.
Check it out. Hopefully Dane doesn't pass out too many times from things that he sees.
I get pretty stoked on stuff.
Because he'll be just so excited to see stuff. So we're excited. And so that means if you are coming to SEMA, you need to get your stuff done quickly.
Yeah.
You've got till the end of this month to get your passes done and actually shipped to you, I believe is what they said.
Yes.
So those of you that have a business, all you need is your business card and or a pay stub with your business name on it and your business license. So you can apply, just go to SEMA.org, I think, or SEMA.com, SEMA, and you can file your paperwork and all that stuff, and you and your employees can go. You just have to have credentials for each one of them. So whether that's a business card or a pay stub that has your company name on it.
And it is possible to go even as a non-exhibiting vendor.
Right,
it is
you're a buyer.
Actually,
That's those detailers you go under your shop name because you are a buyer. You are coming to.
You don't have a booth. You could still go. You just have to make sure that you represent as a buyer.
Yeah. So, and if you don't get it in by the end of this month, it just means you have to pick up your badges at the Westgate. And for those of you that have never been there, the Westgate is the very kind of beginning of it, and so it's very far away from everything else. So the main kind of entrance at SEMA is the direct middle. So you basically get a walk for 20 minutes one way to go get your badges.
Fan out. Wherever you want to go.
So it kind of makes it nice to be able to get it done quickly. It costs $40 a person, and you just got to submit all your paperwork and make sure you can get approved to be there as a buyer. It's not hard. It's very simple to do. You just follow the directions, upload the business license, and like I said, business cards or pay stubs is what they look for, and you got it. And it'll have your company name, all that stuff. And then you can also, when you meet people at SEMA, they'll have scanners, and you just scan your badge if you want more information about their products,
or like a contact
get on their
list
mailing list or anything
basically.
Like that. So.
Yeah. At any rate, I think that probably closes it up for today, right, guys?
Yeah.
So, hopefully you guys enjoyed the show. As usual, this comes out every Tuesday, so if you're looking for the three of us, that's where you'll find us every week on Tuesdays. So, just wanted to say thank you for listening, and be sure to subscribe if you're on Shout Engine or iTunes. By the way, we're hosted on shoutengine.com, so if you can't find it on iTunes, say you have like an Android or something like that, that's where you can find us. Just search the Rag Company Podcast on shoutengine.com, and that goes for people who have friends as well,
right,
who aren't there. And by the way, speaking of friends, tell your friends, family, everybody about this podcast, that it's not just three dudes talking about towels all day.
That's right.
We actually talk about some interesting, fun stuff. So, absolutely. So, at any rate, just wanted to say thank you again for listening. I keep saying that, but that's because I mean it. And be sure to join our Facebook group, the Rag Company Podcast Facebook group, and follow the page to know when new episodes come out.
Yep.
So, at any rate, every other day of the week is Detox Classics or something along those lines, and Tuesdays are the main show. All right, guys. Well, thanks once again, Anthony.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Levi.
Make sure you subscribe and leave a review, please.
All right. We'll talk later. Have a good one.
See ya.
Bye-bye.